Hello and welcome to my channel. In today's video, it is everything brows. I'm going to show you how to achieve these brows. Super simple, super easy, but brows are so vital and important to the face, especially when it's coming to reshaping them. So it's really important that you're doing it the correct way. I'm a master esthetician and certified makeup artist and also a microblading artist. So I have been designing brows for over 20 years. Thousands and thousands of different kinds of brows, and I'm going to show you the proper way to measure, style, shape, and design your own brow. So let's get started. I'm so excited. Let me show you how to achieve this look. You may think that today's video is sponsored, but it's not. I just absolutely love Anastasia Beverly Hills products. So anytime we are talking about brows, you're always going to see me using Anastasia because really there's just nothing that compares to the quality and the result that you get with Anastasia. As a licensed master esthetician for over 20 years and also a microblading artist, I have learned and I have trained and I have been coaching individuals on how to shape their brows for their specific face and for their brows, because you might think that you can achieve this big bushy brow look like a Dua Lipa brow, yet you have sparse brows. It's really hard to do that naturally. So really you just have to look at your own features, and also you want to understand that you're created the way that you're supposed to be created. So if you have a delicate eyebrow, it might be that if you try to make your brow so much larger, you're overpowering your own features. So you really need to look at yourself and see what features do you want to let shine through, take over. You don't want to have too many dominant features on your face. So if you want to go with a loud lip, I would recommend not going with a loud brow, for example, or if you're doing a loud eyeshadow, you want to balance that with a softer brow. So those are all things to keep in mind. I'm going to show you my daily brow. This is what I do for myself. As you can see on my brows, I don't have a ton of brow hair. I have very sparse brows, and brows are not twins. Brows are sisters. So even you can see I have nothing on. You can see they are not identical. So that is the case with everyone. Trust me, I have seen thousands and thousands of eyebrows, and even though the goal is to make them as even as possible, they're never going to be an exact match, and that's completely okay. Let's just try to get them as close as possible, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Symmetry is important when it comes to brows, but you will never have exact brows. Brows are sisters, they're not twins, so remember that. I have designed and shaped thousands and thousands of brows, and they are never the same. So the goal is to just get them as close as we can. There is a professional way to know exactly where to start the brow, where to arch the brow, and where to end the brow, and I'm going to show you right now. What you want to do is take a mirror and take your pencil, and I'm going to show you exactly where your brow should start on your face. Many people think it's the outside nostril that goes straight up. I personally go with the tip of your nose. So as you can see, I'm not going on the outside. I'm going with the tip of where my nose is. And this is, I'm just gonna make a mark. I'm gonna look straight down into a mirror, and you're gonna see exactly where that is. Next, I'm going to take my pencil. I'm gonna look straight ahead, and I'm going to go right through my pupil, and that is going to be where I have the height of my arch. So you can see that mark. I'm going to do that again for you. See how that goes right through my eye, and that is exactly where the highest point of my arch is supposed to be for my face. Now that will be different for you. You want to look right through the mirror and go to the edge of your nose and go right through the center of your pupil, and that is going to be the highest point of your arch. Now for the end of your eyebrow, where your eyebrow should end, you want to also go to the end of your nose and the end of your eye, and that will be exactly where your brow should end. So those are the proper measurements for the perfect brow. You don't want your brow to be lower than that. You don't want it to be higher than that. You want it to be exactly where your eye and your nose That's the end. So as you can look closely here, this is the guide. And you're thinking, well, what am I going to do with that? I'm going to show you. It's very simple, but once you put this into your mind, that this is exactly where your arch should be, this is where your brow should end, and this is where your brow should start, not over here and not in, that is really going to help you get the perfect brow every single time. And also, as we go and do this on the other side, that is going to show you how you can even your brows and make sure that they're a little bit more symmetrical than they were when we started. Now, as you can see where my marks are, I have been doing this for years and years, so my brows have really been trained and shaped into exactly where they should be. So that might be that you might not have enough hair to make it all the way to the end, or maybe you have some hair that has extended beyond that. So that's where you would take your tweezers or your wax and you would clean up wherever the shape is outside of that. Now, if you don't have a lot of hairs like me, then that's when you would use a tool like the Brow Wiz by Anastasia or a brow gel, and you would fill that in where you don't necessarily have a lot of hairs in those areas. Now, when I start brows, I always start with the Brow Wiz. This is a very thin pencil, and there are different options from Anastasia. There's actually a new one I haven't tried yet, but it's almost like a flat, more thin hair stroke, and I'm really excited to try that. I just haven't gotten my hands on that yet. So the Brow Wiz I have been using since 2015, maybe, like, I don't know, it's been a long time. So I just feel really comfortable with this one, and I'm going to show you how to start shaping your brow out after you've measured it out. So the next step that you want to do is you want to think about this as natural hair strokes. So what I tend to do is I will just go right in the beginning. I like to go trace right underneath my brow, and I fill in any of that lower part where I might be missing a few brow hairs, and I'm kind of thinking as that connecting the dots. So I'm going straight from this line all the way. Does not have to be perfect. And then I also like to just fill that down. And I will clean up these marks, but I want to leave these here so you can kind of see the guide. Once I have filled in the bottom of the brow, what I do next is I will take the exact same way that I just marked my brow, and I will mimic actual hairs. And I go up and down, kind of down to that horizontal line that I just made. And as you can see, this is how I'm creating these hairs that look pretty natural. Next, I shift the angle, and I will go, as my hair grows, I'm following the growth of my hair. So my hairs lay a little flat right there. So rather than doing the entire brow up and down like this, now I see my hairs naturally fall this way. So I'm taking that, and I'm taking the pencil, and I'm just following to that tip that I made a mark with. And then next, I'm just going to go down again in the natural hair growth pattern of my brow. Now that I have that filled in, what I'm going to do is remove those marks so that you can see what it looks like. And I just take the spoolie, it works really well. You'll just go and just blend that because you don't want those to be too high. Now with the spoolie, I take this and I will blend that line that I drew, the horizontal line, and I blend that up into the brow. And I also pull those hairs towards my nose. I like to have that natural bushy brow look, and that really helps. And you do want to soften that line and blend this out as much as possible. After that, you can see I kind of messed up a little bit of my makeup, so I just take my mini kabuki with concealer and I just kind of feather that and clean up any of those spots around my brow. Next, there are two options. If you wanted to fill in your brow and make it look a little bit thicker, there is this one here. This is the volumizing. This one has, it's a brow gel, but it has little fibers and the fibers catch onto your natural hairs and it just makes your brow look really thick. And the next option, if you just want to freeze that brow, then you would use a clear gel. So this is the clear gel option here. And as you can see, I'm just going to show you what it looks like with a little bit of, I like to fill in that middle part. So what I do is I take this spoolie and I actually pull my hairs the opposite direction and just kind of fluff them up and feather them up, and it grabs a little bit of product right there on the brow. And then if you want to just continue on, you can go and kind of fill in your brows and make them look a little thicker. And as you can see, look at the difference in that. I'm going to give that a minute to dry and then go back over with the clear gel. Now with the clear gel, this one really locks it in place. I like to take the smallest side. There's two different sides. One is for applying product and one is for shaping. So I take the smallest, shortest side and I will just brush those hairs in that same angle towards the center of my face and up. And that really creates this look that I have a thick, luscious brow, even though we all know we saw what I was working with. But look at it now. It's like magic. It's natural. It's my actual hair, because as you can see, I'm pushing the hairs above where I filled in with the pencil. So that gives that illusion that it's just a big bushy brow. It may not seem big and bushy to you, but for me, this is exactly what I think my face needs. It's a balance for my face. It's not too heavy, but it is giving that youthful bushy brow look that I love. And now I finished the other brow. Now you can see what I was saying when they are sisters, they're not twins. So they look as close in symmetry as I could get them. And this is the completed look. It's super simple. I use 3 products. If you are following that guide that I showed you and you try these products or any similar products, so a brow pencil and either a brow pencil in either a clear gel or a colored brow gel, you can achieve this look. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you have any product questions or questions about how I measured that out, leave your comments below. I'm always here and happy to help. I hope this was so helpful. Brows are so beautiful and they really make a huge difference on your face. So I hope you follow this guide and I will see you in my next tutorial. Take care. Have a great day.